that I like. I think it's a bit dark in this alleyway for 200 film though. On second thoughts, that could work. So let's give that a go. This, as mentioned in previous videos, is my Canon EOS 5 and is a camera I have used since 1996. This camera in particular as it happens, although I own another two which I bought in the last couple of years. To cover everything I like to photograph currently, I load these with Kodak XX at box speed, Kodak XX rated at 1600 and Kodak 250D colour negative film respectively. Apart from today that is, when I'll be loading one of them with this, Harman Phoenix II, and then I'll be taking it out to, well, best avoiding Edinburgh, so we'll be heading west. To here, Glasgow, where for this video I'll be taking pictures of the things that I like. For reference, I like the old and the dusty, the broken and the worn, the street art, both formally commissioned and otherwise, the alleyways and back streets and the shapes, colours and textures found therein. The details, if you like. Glasgow's an amazing city with a wonderful culture and a world hub in many areas, including science and across all the arts.
His semen has nanoplastics in it!
But I've only got a couple of films to try out, so I'm going to stick to my somewhat limited tastes, and let's start with street art. This is the work of the Rebel Bear, who does a lot of stuff in Edinburgh. Probably does a lot of stuff all over the place. But yeah, stuff in Glasgow as well. And this is a fairly interesting looking alleyway. Let's see what's up the end of this. Lovely colours and textures and oldness here. I wonder what's happening behind these walls. Also got my Horizon wide-angle swing lens camera with me, so I might use that here. That might work here. I'm not sure if I'll do anything colour. Oh, this is quite nice. This town is dead. This town most definitely is not dead. This town is very much alive. Nice posters. like this. This is in, I think this is New Wind, and this is Douglas Gordon's Turner Prize winning Empire sign. And this is a great place for photography, or was. It's never been open since I've been here recently. This is street level photo works. I think it is actually still open, just never when I'm in Glasgow. This is the Duke of Wellington, and it is a statue of the Duke of Wellington, which is outside the front door of Glasgow Gallery of Modern Art. It is known for having had a traffic cone on his head for the past 40 odd years, and every time the police and the authorities take the traffic cone off, another one gets put on. It currently has 4 traffic cones on top of its head, and it is the sculpture and its additional traffic cones, which Banksy called his favourite work of art in the UK. I love this shop. It's the perfect mix of decay, ripped posters, tagging, just general nice looking art. So, Harman Phoenix II. Well, the shots in this video were taken at box speed, exposed with an external light meter and then processed by a local professional lab. They were scanned by myself with a dedicated film scanner, then converted from the DNG negative file with Negative Lab Pro. So first things first. These are as blue as fuck. A complete colour shift from Phoenix I's warmer and more earthy colour profile, and this is apparent across all the photos and very apparent in some. especially where there's a steely grey Scottish sky and in some of the shadows and darker areas, all of which are a lot bluer than they were in real life. And the reds, or should I say the oranges. This was a red bus, and by red bus I mean red as in cherry red, like this photographic reproduction of a red telephone box taken with Kodak 250D. This bus is not cherry red, and I note throughout the films that reds appear very orangey. I'm not a fan of this film's colour profile. The contrast is not as high as Phoenix Mark I, with definitely more dynamic range. On Phoenix Mark I, this building would have lost a lot of the shadow detail you can still see here. The film is also supposed to be less grainy than its predecessor, but I think it's still quite grainy for a 200 speed film. Maybe not the golf ball size grain of Phoenix Mark I, but still a little chunky, and this will affect the perceived sharpness of the image. Do I like this film personally? Well, as a film shooter, I applaud Harman for keeping the format not only alive, but developing it for the future. However, I can't say this film is ever going to be a favourite film of mine, or even if I will ever buy it again, because I just don't like the unrealistic rendition of colours. Personally, I'm still in a Kodak respooled motion picture phase, both with 250D colour and XX black and white. Although 250D does have its own colour profile, it tends to look like a movie, obviously, because it's respooled motion picture film, as opposed to either version of Phoenix here, which both look like film with Instagram filters applied to them. Anywho, if you've made it this far, thank you very much, and have a great day wherever you are.